Minister, esteemed delegates, partners, friends, heads of region.
Today in this conference to hear from you on in a time when global uncertainty, CEFTA is not only...
It is my great pleasure to welcome you to CEFTA Week 2025 in Pristina, held under Kosovo's chairmanship. On behalf of Kosovo, we are honored to host this gathering at a moment when our region stands at an important crossroads, facing global uncertainty, yet full of opportunities, but challenged by disruption. Nevertheless, I must say that we are driven by a shared ambition for stability, growth, and integration. This week is more than a series of meetings. It is a space where CEFTA parties, the EU, and the private sector come together to shape a clearer vision for the region's economic future and integration towards the EU single market. Our discussions come at a pivotal time. Geopolitical shifts are reshaping global supply chains. Energy and security considerations are redefining economic alliances, and the demand for resilience has never been stronger. Kosovo's chairmanship has placed strong emphasis on removing barriers that still hinder our businesses, advancing digital and green transition, and strengthening the foundations for deeper value chain of region, but to aim our more integration to a European value chain and global value chain. A more integrated Western Balkan region is not just good for trade, it is essential for attracting investments, creating jobs, and preparing our economies for the challenges and opportunities of tomorrow. This year, we also stand before a historic opening, the EU growth plan and the prospect of gradual access to parts of the EU single market. And this creates a new momentum. CEFTA must serve as the platform that helps all parties align with EU standards by improving their regulatory frameworks accordingly with the EU acquis and build the capacities needed to take full advantage of this transformative opportunity. We have had an active chairmanship in CEFTA during this year, aimed at achieving the successful implementation of CEFTA's adopted decisions, priorities, and new measures for the further development of the agreement, as well as the implementation of CEFTA measures within the Common Regional Market Action Plan. The successful implementation of the measures under Common Regional Market Plan, which is the second pillar of the EU growth plan, aims to foster economic integration within the Western Balkans, and this brings us ever closer to economic integration with the EU single market. In this purpose, I am honored to inform that just yesterday, in CEFTA's joint committee meeting, we adopted 4 more important decisions to further facilitate trade in goods and services and ensuring that with the appropriate resources and tools, we support customs administration and the institutions responsible for market surveillance in improving safety, increasing efficiency, and facilitating legitimate trade while minimizing risks. We believe that through practical cooperation, through transparency, and a commitment to shared progress, our region can position itself as a stable, competitive, and reliable partner to the European Union and the wider global market. And CEFTA Week is where many of those practical steps begin. I want to thank all CEFTA parties for their contribution and active participation in implementation of the CEFTA Joint Committee Program for 2025, chaired by Kosovo. And we express our appreciation for the messages conveyed by the European Commission regarding the mutual recognition of documents and agreements. Let me also thank the international partners and the business community for the continued support and engagement. Your presence here shows that not only your dedication to regional cooperation, but also your confidence to the potential of our region. On behalf of Kosovo's chairmanship, I wish you a productive and inspiring CEFTA Week 2025. Let us use this week to reflect, to collaborate, and to move forward together. with ambition, with realism, and with a shared belief that a more integrated region is a stronger region and closer to EU integration. Thank you.
Actually an important moment and a perfect opportunity to not only review progress but also strongly reaffirm our shared commitment to the growth plan as it was mentioned by the Minister before, and in particular to its Pillar 2, which is about regional market integration as part of the gradual integration process into the EU. So let me start by expressing our heartfelt gratitude to the Kosovo Chair for their dedication over the past year and for hosting this event in Pristina. This is very much appreciated. Your efforts have ensured continuity and stability at the time when the common regional market agenda is both demanding and urgent. And we do welcome the work of the chair in the selection of the new CEFTA director, Pranvera. Congratulations, and this is a fresh impetus that we would also like to see reflected in the activities of the organization. Progress by decision-making, trust, and implementation of the resulting decisions. CEFTA is a pillar to the implementation of the common regional market. CEFTA's work promotes deeper regional economic cooperation and genuine integration with the aim of attracting investment, which in the end boils down to tangible impact on living standards.
CEFTA Week is not only simply a gathering. As we all know, it reminds us that regional cooperation works best when it is practical, when it is measurable, and when it generates confidence among governments, businesses, and citizens. The common regional market, now embedded, as previous speakers rightly pointed out, in the growth plan of the Western Balkans, is the backbone of this cooperation, where RCC, together with CEFTA, Transport Community, RESPA, all other organizations are working hand in hand to bring about the change, to bring about these tangible results that citizens are expecting from all of us. Today, the region stands on firm ground, I would say, as some results are evident. Last year, foreign direct investments into the region reached 10.4 billion, the highest ever recorded. Intra-regional investment is improving as well. In October, first SEPA transactions were completed in Albania, Montenegro, and North Macedonia, making payment transfers faster, safer, and up to 6 times cheaper. Tourism as an important sector is increased by 23% last year alone. Roam like at home, the old story, as you know, has been established in the Western Balkans. Reduction of roaming prices in between the EU and the Western Balkans brought surcharges down by 99% almost in some cases. Why I'm saying this? Because citizens across the region have recognized this, have recognized our joint investment into this endeavor, thanks to, of course, the very strong support of the European Commission, but very strong commitment of all 6 governments in the region. And according to Balkan Barometer and Securimeter public opinion survey that we conduct every year, 75% of our citizens believe in regional cooperation because it produces concrete results. To turn it into some additional, kind of statistic, almost 8 in 10 citizens support regional cooperation, and of course, EU sentiment is record high, on average across the region, on 64%.
It's always great to come to the CEFTA week because it really became such an integral part of our yearly calendar. Every year when we come here, it's December, it's almost the holidays are here, and that means that CEFTA week is here as well. And I was very glad to also this time, when I got the invitation from Pranvera, to come here to address you today. At the same time, the CEFTA week became such an integral part of everything that we do, and CEFTA became such an integral part of everything that we do, that it really became obvious for all of us that we need to be here at this time. You know, yesterday I was actually driving from Belgrade, and CEFTA kindly arranged the transport for me, and it was a car with Albanian license plate, and we were going, it was the evening, to CEFTA week, and we managed to get a bit lost. And you know, it was dark, the fog was there, and we were going to small roads in south of Serbia. And at one point, the police came, and of course, they were quite, you know, they stopped us, and they, you know, it was us and somebody from behind in a suit, Slovenian, going here, you know, where are you going? And the driver said with all this confidence, well, where are we going? To CEFTA week. So, and he said it with so much confidence that the only thing to do was to continue driving. So that's why we are here today, because CEFTA became so integral part of what we do in the region. At the same time, it really does feel like coming home. And it feels like coming home because transport and trade are such an integral part of it. Transport and trade are not only living under the same roof, but we are really relying to do the same work as one. Because we all know that trade does not move without transport, and of course, transport also relies on trade. With CEFTA, we have one aim, and this is to make the trade and transport so efficient that the only limitations that we have are limitations in our heads. And that's why I think all of the work that you are doing and your administrations are doing on a daily basis is so crucial.
Allow me to welcome you all on behalf of the CEFTA Secretariat, and I'm very pleased to see so many people coming today in the CEFTA week, which reconfirms that deeper regional economic integration and stronger economic ties among the CEFTA parties is important for everyone. CEFTA week marks a very important moment. It's the conclusion of 1 year with a lot of good results, and congratulations, Madam Minister, for your leadership in this year's chairmanship priorities and work in CEFTA. But at the same time, it set high the standards for the upcoming CEFTA chair in office. I'm very pleased to have here also the new incoming minister and the chair in office, Madam Ibrahimai. And the theme of today's conference, Trading Together Towards Europe, captures a shared ambition of all the region, a collective one, to enhance competitiveness, drive greater convergence with the EU, and advance the gradual integration into the EU single market. At time of global supply chain disruptions, and with an increasing climate-driven pressure, trade remains a catalyst for sustainable growth. And we believe in this. This is not just a quote. CEFTA has significant transformative potentials, and we heard a lot about this in the opening remarks. But with the rule-based and EU-aligned solutions embedded across all its work, it is helping to build predictability, regulatory clarity for the businesses through faster, cheaper, and simpler trade procedures. Gradual integration, which is already provided the opportunity through the growth plan for the Western Balkans and the growth plan for Moldova, is a golden opportunity that we must not miss. This means benefiting from EU policies and benefits of the single market without being full members to the EU. Guided by the four freedoms, CEFTA work in 2025 directed many achievements, and we have tangible results. And just to mention few, I don't want to bother everyone with all the achievements because this conference will show a lot, but recognition of the AEO programs, bringing predictability for companies, enabling faster and risk-based procedures. Green lanes, so much said by Valentina, by Matej, Amer, and we all know what this is bringing, both intra-CEFTA but also with the EU. And enhanced work on digital cooperation, strengthened work on trade and services, so many more to come, and the list is long. But I'm not going to mention all this because figures and numbers speaks better than us and louder than us, and trade figures speak volumes. Intra-CEFTA trade has extended significantly with increases ranging from 44% to over 70% among the parties. Around 70% of our trade is still with the EU, which already reconfirms the importance, the economic ties we have with the EU, and why we are so much dedicated to work towards this goal and ambition, integration to the EU. Intra-CEFTA exports, as of 2024, increased approximately 121% over a decade, which is a lot.
It looks like we are ready, hopefully. Women
conference. It is very for the realities of the EU single market.
Political will. The will to harmonize safety are politically costly, and the will to prioritize visibly. We demonstrate that this region can function with a disciplined platform that delivers not only agreements